Hey and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something different. This will be something of a speed run of my old CD collection. This channel is mainly about collecting vinyls. I've been collecting vinyls since the year 2016 more seriously, but there's a big gap until I started again to collect physical media from the time I was collecting CDs, which was the years 93 until 2008, somewhere around there. And then I became a student. I had other priorities. We were introduced to the streaming services and iTunes. So physical media and CDs stopped for many people around that mid-2000s, myself included. Unfortunately, I think it's a bit sad. And now my CDs have been laying around in boxes, in basements, moving from town to town. And I thought maybe it's just interesting to take a look at them to see what music I was into at that point. And maybe it will tell you a little bit of a story about what music were popular throughout those years. As I grew up in the 90s as a kid and onwards in high school, I stopped buying CDs before I started at the university. So maybe a nostalgic video, hopefully interesting. I will try my best to run this through as quickly as possible, because there's quite some CDs laying around here now. Let's begin. So let's start on the top of the pile. This was Sigur Rós, an album called Talk. Sigur Rós, I was very much into the post-rock bands around the early 2000s. Can't stand to listen to them now today. I got so tired of that sound and that vocals, and so that's Sigur Rós for you. And we have Lubalo, his solo album Emo, home spelled backwards. Actually got into Sebado and Lubalo and Centrido long before I was discovering Dinosaur Jr. So I started with Lubalo, and the earliest one I got was Bake Sale when I was quite young, I remember. Bonnie Prince Billy, this was a big one in his career. It's called Master and Everyone. And of course you have Sea Darkness, but this is probably equal to that, I think, quality-wise. Terrific album. So I grew up during the Britpop period, so we have Pulp, of course. I was still interested in the Smashing Pumpkins, apparently, around very much so in the 90s. I would say that the Smashing Pumpkins, there will be quite a few of their records. They were the biggest band for me. I think they were the perfect band to discover as a kid, as a 10-year-old or 9-year-old, because they opened the gates for a lot of music and I expanded my tastes. The Pumpkins will do classical music, and they would do punk, and they would do metal and country. So it kind of opened my mind, I think, to a lot of music. A very important band. It was the Today video with the ice cream truck. And then when they started releasing the Melancholy singles, I really wanted the album, and I found the Airplane Flies High, the box set, and I had to decide between the two because I wanted it for Christmas, and my grandmother gave me the best Christmas present ever, the box set, because it really changed my life, that box. So yeah. Moving on, a band called Chick Chick Chick. Very fun, cool, danceable band, reminiscent to LCD Sound System, perhaps. This is something we all go through if you're interested in rock music. Terrific album. I should probably own this on vinyl as well. The 3 Nick Drake albums. This was the most special one, I think, but I loved all the 3 albums. They're so wonderful. I don't see a lot of albums from the 60s, but at least there's Nick Drake. When this happened, it changed everything. in the late 90s. This was everywhere. I brought this to my guitar teacher and we learned some songs, and fun memories of this. Yeah, it was really everywhere at the time. Bobby Con was something fun to get into. This is a later album. I think I have an earlier one. Let's see. Richard Ashcroft solo album. Remember getting for a vacation with my family and listening to that a lot on my Discman. Bright Eyes, one of the later albums. Digital Ash, yeah, I released 2 albums in 1 year, and I did prefer the other one. I'm not so sure about my Bright Eyes interest these days. This was also a highlight from Bonnie Prince Billy's career, together with Matt Sweeney. It's called Superwolf. This was a terrific album. We got the Pink Moon one, and the Radiohead is, the first Radiohead, I guess. My Aaron Long EP, I think I collected all their 90s albums, and one of the earliest favorite band. Of course, there was the Creep single, but I remember all the music videos playing over and over and over again from the band's Fake Plastic Trees. I asked my guitar teacher to teach me, and Street Spirit played all the time on television. So yeah, that started, MTV started Radiohead for me. The Buzzcocks, Singles Going Steady. This is excellent. I wish I had it on vinyl, actually. Happy Mondays I got probably because I saw the film 24 Hour People and discovered them. More Radiohead. I actually also have the Abdisiak, the Red Book release that I didn't bring here, because that one is in my bookshelf. Yeah. So this was EP, I think. True Love Waits, the first time, the live version released. Ringleaders from Morrissey. Saw them at this tour, and people really dig the new album. But even if I also appreciate a few songs on the new album, you can't say that it beats any of, tracks like I Just Want to See the Boy Happy. Take a listen to that song and remember how good Morrissey was. Cleanse your palate and take a listen to his new album again. Another thing from the Plane Flies High box set by the Pumpkins. These were their B-sides and stuff. And now 2 of the most important records for me growing up. This is probably one of the latest CDs I bought. Because I discovered them probably around 2005 or 6, 7, perhaps, as a student. And remember just going to the record store and buying this, and that this was one of the last CDs I bought there. My Bloody Valentine, of course, my favorite album of all time, perhaps. I'm currently reading the new book about My Bloody Valentine and Kevin Shields. Never got too much into Massive Attack. And Sigiros, not my cup of tea today, but they had quite the impact. And remember, I loved the live shows, but there was something, it just got a bit too much after a while. Sonic Youth. This is Sonic Nurse, 2004, I think. I also have rather ripped one of the last albums, probably. I really dug the late 2000 albums by Sonic Youth still. You Are the Query. This was, of course, big, because this was the first solo album he did after we had gotten into the Smiths on high school. So it probably was more special for us to have an upcoming Morrissey release to have to look forward to at the time. And this was probably, I'm not sure, but maybe something of a comeback. Husker Du was my favorite band. I think I have all the Husker Du albums on CD. New Dawn Rising, one of the albums that they did in 1985, was it? Yeah. So they did this and also Flip Your Wig in 85. Violent Femmes, fun thing to be put on at every party. my unfocused lens, my Bloody Valentine EP called Tremolo, and inside I actually have the glider. I'm not sure if I have the cover for that EP. My Bloody Valentine and Husker Du was the big ones for me in 2001, 2002. I was completely obsessed, having discovered those bands. Shushu, they mean so much to me if I start talking about them, what they meant to me in this time. You know, this will be a very long video. Yeah, let's start with this pile now. Ash was a fun band. They're Irish, right? Hope I don't offend anyone. I think they're Irish. Shining Light was, I think, the best song that they did. Single on that one. More from the Pumpkins EP box set. And they had so many great B-sides that people were not aware of. I knew about Mission of Burma, a few songs, Academy Flight Song, right? And this one was somewhat of a comeback album. And at the time, this was the important Mission of Burma album. Yeah, this was quite the obsession. I loved this album. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the good things. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.